Hi everyone, so I think this is my sixth video now, maybe seventh. I don't really keep track or check ahead of time. When I save them, I number them, so I don't really know when I start what number it actually is. Um, there's not too much to really talk about this week. Guess I'm gonna start by again saying I'm not gonna be in Peterborough. Hopefully anybody who is curious watches this video or last week's, and then they'll know I'm not going to be in Peterborough. I have to go to Niagara Falls on Sunday, so I might plan a trip to Peterborough another time during the semester. I have to talk to a few different people and try and figure something out with them. So I guess Monday I didn't really do anything. My Mondays are pretty, I guess, laid back, you could say. I just have a 2-hour physics lecture, which was just he did a couple problems. That was it. Then I have my chem lab, and the chem lab, we got back our lab from last week. It kind of showed me that I think Mohawk is trying to make it so you can't get perfect with things, because the one I got a 99 out of 100 on it, and the reason I lost a mark was the one question. It says, why shouldn't you use any glassware that has a crack in it? So pretty much it's, if you're going to heat it, it could explode, it could shatter, you could end up getting hurt because of the crack. If it cracks or shatters, or I guess if it explodes or shatters, you could end up getting hurt. And I said it could leak. He took a mark off saying because I didn't say that it could spill, but the only thing is a non-cracked, a beaker without a crack can spill just as easily as a beaker with a crack. So I thought that was kind of BS. But whatever, I guess 99 out of 100 is good enough. I was the only person that he didn't really sit and explain things to. Everybody else, he'd call them up to get their lab, and they'd be up there for 5 minutes or so. For me, I went up, he opened it up, showed me the marking page, wrote excellent, and handed it back to me. Then what else here? Tuesday I didn't really do anything. I just had 2 different lectures throughout the day, so nothing really happened there. Wednesday it was the same thing. We were told we were going to have this test in our career education class. It was 3 multiple choice questions. After we finished it, she goes, okay, I'm not collecting them. That was just to see how, it was just an intro to our lecture on study habits. So I mean, not it really mattered because I got perfect on that one too, which was pretty much expected because it was based off student policies, so it wasn't really anything that was challenging. The person that was sitting beside me, I was she was asking me about a couple different apps that I have on my BlackBerry, so I showed her that. She ended up downloading a few of the ones that I was using. Thursday, I guess, is where the real excitement happens, if you want to call it that. So my Thursdays are 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And it ends up I have to wake up at 5 in the morning to get to campus for my 8 a.m. lecture. And then since I end up leaving my last lecture a little early, I catch the bus at 4:45. I get back to my house around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it's a really long, tiring day for me. But what ended up happening with yesterday's was I have my 8 a.m. lecture, and I get this text very shortly after it starts, and I'm usually kind of curious who's texting me at 7:30 in the morning, because anyone I've met throughout the Trent career knows I don't want to be up that early if I don't have to. So I check, and it's Alyssa. She's like, I'm going to be on campus for about 8:30. You want to go get coffee? So we go, we get coffee, we just shoot the shit. We go our separate ways to our classes. So I have my communications class. I hand in we had to hand in like some assignment for that. So I hand that in. I confused a few people with it because I kept saying I had to write an essay. What the assignment was you had to pick one of 5 readings. Then each reading has 3 different sections for it. There's I don't even know what the meaning. So it was like questions on meaning of different stuff. Then there's questions on strategy of writing or something, and then actual writing assignment. So we had to do questions 1 and 2 for meaning and the strategy section, and then you had to end up writing a short essay for the writing assignment. So I kept confusing everyone because I kept saying I had to write an essay, but it was only 1 of 5 questions. So what happened was, at school I had finished the first 4 parts, and then wrote the essay at home. And a few people were confused by this, and like it was a little difficult to really try and explain it through a text message, because, well, when they were like, so what are you doing? Well, at that time I was writing an essay. I guess I could have just said I'm working on an assignment, but whatever. So I hand that in. That lecture finishes. We go to my physics. The physics ends up being like 40 minutes. So now I'm like, okay, it's 12:40. My next lecture is until, or no, it was like 11:40. Yeah, 11:40. My next lecture doesn't start till 3. Should I stay on campus? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna stay on campus. If I can get an internet connection, I can do my online physics assignment. So I'm sitting over in our e-library, which I have trouble getting internet in, and so I don't have internet. I don't know what I was even doing. I think I was like playing a flash game or something that I have on one of my jump drives, and I look up and I noticed someone waved to me. It's Alyssa again. So we ended up, like, I went over and I was sitting with her. We were both kind of, well, I was working. She said she was studying. I don't know if she actually was, but I wasn't distracting her, so if she wasn't studying, it's not my fault. So we got food. So the burger was pretty good. I got they called it like a taco grilled chicken burger, but there really wasn't much in the way of like taco items on it. It was pretty much, they had like a piece of chicken. I don't know why they called it grilled, because they cooked it in an oven. Then what they put on it? They put like chipotle mayo, guacamole, and lettuce, and there was no cheese, and I was really sad about that. But the burger still tastes good, and that was the important part. So like me and Alyssa ended up hanging out for like another like 3 hours or something. She had to go around like 2:30 or something for an interview, but it was nice to have someone to hang out with instead of just sitting and doing work by myself, because I haven't really started talking to any of the people in my classes yet. Like I talked to a couple people, but it's more so like, even in class, I don't really sit with them unless I just happen to pick that row. I usually try to sit in about the same spot each time, but like pretty much every classroom has 2 doors, and if I enter from the left side of the room, I usually sit at the very back of the room. That's because most of the times I'm going from class to class, so I want to leave like right away, sit near the door. If I enter from the right side of the room, the spot that I usually end up sitting in is also the same spot that someone else usually tries to sit in. So if I get there before her, I sit in the spot. If she gets there before me, then I just sit in like the first open spot. So I don't really sit with anybody in most of the classes, but I'm kind of okay with that to an extent, because I'm, for the most part, supposed to be there to try and learn, even though it's all review at this point. So then, like today we had a test in our math class. This one kind of, I noticed on Wednesday when he described this, that this test is also kind of designed to not let people get perfect, because he's marking our graphs based on the neatness, and he's like, you have to bring like pens or colored pencil crayons or crayons or something to make them look pretty. Excuse me. So obviously he's probably working on the assumption that anybody who's good at math isn't going to make their graphs look really neat, and those that are going to put the effort into making their graphs look neat aren't going to be good at math. So it's going to work out. No one can get perfect. Sadly, I already know that if neatness counts for things, like he said, I'm not going to have perfect, because the one graph I drew it on, then looked at my my equation of the line and went, ah, shit, I forgot to carry the negative through. So it ended up I ended up drawing on at first y equals 5/3 x plus 20, and it should have been y equals negative 5/3 plus 20. Yeah, so slight change. So I ended up having like the two lines drawn on and wrote on it, please ignore the one line. I made a mistake. Unluckily, I drew my lines with pen, which was really stupid. Should have drew it with pencil, then went over it with pen. I'm gonna know that for the next time, though. I don't know. Not like that's pretty much all that happened this week. Those are like the highlights, really. Yeah. Then also someone pointed out, like with last week, I don't know if they like missed a video or something, but what I was doing was I was shaving like the Thursday, then do the video on Friday or Saturday, so it looked like I was shaving for the video. It's not how it was. I was just shaving, and then it just so happened. But so like you can see with this one, I didn't shave beforehand, because I'm not really expecting anything big to happen this weekend, so I figured there was no point in shaving for it. But thanks for watching, guys. Next week there will be another video. There'll be hopefully some stuff to talk about, because I'll have like my physics lab. I have a few different assignments due next week, so I have to like work my ass off this weekend. So I guess it kind of works out nicely that I'm not going for head of the Trent, so it'll let me work on stuff, even though I don't have most of Sunday to work on things. But I haven't really been doing work on Sundays anyway. I've been getting everything out of the way Saturday. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.